Suppose we are comparing two box and whisker plots. How can we decide if one group's results are sufficiently different to another group's that we should pay attention to this difference? This issue arises when we want to compare classes, or how our school compares to the state. To be confident that the differences between two groups are not just a chance occurrence, they need to be quite clear. But what is a clear difference? We will look at some guidelines for three different cases. First, there are some instances when the two box and whisker plots being compared have very little or no overlap in the box part of the graph. When this happens, you can confidently use a phrase involving comparatives: higher or lower, better or worse, more or less, to describe the difference in the two sets. In the example shown, it is appropriate to say, the school's results tend to be better than those of the state. In our second case, the median for one of the box and whisker plots lies outside the other box. In other words, more than half of one distribution lies below 75% of the other distribution. In this example, it is appropriate to say Class 1's results tend to be below those of Class 2. This is sometimes known as the 1/2 3/4 rule. Look again at this example. 1/2 of Class 1 had lower scores than 3/4 of Class 2. This final example also relates to two box plots which overlap. Here, deciding if Group 2's results are better than those of Group 1 is a bit trickier. Note the distance between their medians. We've labeled this D. Also, note the total distance taken up by both boxes. We have called this S. Now, if each of the groups has at least 30 students, is D more than 1/3 of the length of S? Would 3 times the length D overlap the length S? If the groups are bigger, say at least 100 students, then estimate whether D is more than 1/5 of the length of S. Do 5 lots of width D overlap beyond the length S? If yes, then Group 2 has better results than Group 1. If no, then the two groups are not significantly different. These slides have provided some guidelines for comparing results summarized by box and whisker plots.